Good evening and welcome to Sounds of Cyprus, a premiere of traditional Cypriot folk compositions and dances, a performance by the Sounds of Cyprus Orchestra led by Peter Douskalis and Elena. We are delighted to have you all joining us tonight at the Stavros Niarchos Foundation Library. My name is Aspasia Katerinis, and I'm a librarian at SNFL and your host this evening. Before I introduce tonight's interlocutors, I would like to thank the Stavros Niarchos Foundation for making programs like this evening's performance possible. I would also like to remind you that if you don't already have a library card, it is easy to get one by speaking with my colleague just outside this room after the program or visiting any information desk. Finally, I would like to encourage you to visit NYPL's website and take a look at the upcoming 7 Stories Up programs. We have an excellent lineup this season, including programs featuring new fiction, nonfiction, music, art, and more. We would love to have you join us in this space again. It is now my pleasure to welcome Mr. Michalis Firillas, Consul General of the Republic of Cyprus, to introduce Sounds of Cyprus. Welcome.
Good evening, this Friday evening, afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. Very excited to see so many people who are interested in the Sounds of Cyprus. When Peter came to see me when I first arrived back in 2021, he said he had this project about introducing Cypriot folk and traditional music and song to the American public. And I was immediately convinced he could do it. And I thought it would be a wonderful way of reaching out to the American people and introducing them to this small Eastern Mediterranean island that everyone knows a lot about its archaeological wealth, but very little about its last 200 years of culture and history. So I've been decided to crown myself godfather to the Sounds of Cyprus to a certain extent, and I've tried to give them as much support as I could and I can, and will continue to do so. Though they seem to be doing pretty well on their own. I'd like to also extend a big thanks to the Stavros Niarchos Foundation and all the others who are supporting this project. It's a unique project in many ways. Anyone who knows anything about traditional music in Cyprus, for many years it was a very static event. We didn't have and I was always very jealous about this, we didn't have the many young people, for example, that you have in Greece who pick up a lot of the traditional instruments. They're very proud of their local heritage and pursue and revive and continue the sounds of their locale. So I was very, very encouraged by what the Sounds of Cyprus are doing. And what they're doing is not just a repeat of the traditional sound, but they've also taken it a step further, maybe more than a step. And that basically has to do a lot with the fact that they are very professional in what they do. They really have command of not just their instruments, but the music as well. And they have really delved into the whole spectrum of traditional Cypriot music. As you know, Cyprus is a multifaceted, multi-layered culture. It does not belong to one particular group, does not belong to one particular language, one particular ethnic group, but it's more the accumulation of various experiences over the thousands of years of history, and also the interaction of those experiences, both locally, but also in the environment, in the region. If you look at Cyprus, it's literally on the crossroad of civilizations. Every civilization that we admire, we look back in history, have passed through Cyprus and have left something, and the Cypriots have always managed to use that, advance that, and to a certain extent make it their own. I'd like to end with a final expression of hope. 1974 was 50 years ago. Our island was brutally divided. It still remains divided. And I'm hoping very much that the Sounds of Cyprus, the multi-layered, multicultural expression of what Cyprus and its culture are about, are also a signal that after 50 years, we are bound to be reunited and relive our culture again together. Thank you.